dry. And like,
hey, what's going on with Bastard Brook?
Bastard Brook just recently got his disability, and he went to the hospital about 2 weeks ago. And he during the hospital they had to start draining because his liver had failed, and it wouldn't like take all the toxins he was drinking and eating, and what liver usually does, and it basically put infection in his whole body. So he had gained something like 30 pounds worth of infection inside of his body. So they've took 23 liters of infection out of him so far.
Yeah. What color was it?
I never seen it.
Probably yellow.
Yellow
Or yellowish
I want to know if
green.
it was yellow or like if it was red.
But like he has lost
Brown.
substantial weight on top. Like you actually can look at him, he sees like he lost weight. Because we thought he was just getting fat, but it was just infection building up inside of him.
He was just a big old puss ball.
Yeah,
Puss ball, Brook.
But during them taking the infection out of his body, his kidney failed
So
because
his
they were
liver
doing too much
and
at the
his
time.
kidney are failing.
No, his kidney failed because of the procedure.
Right, and his liver failed prior to that because of the drinking.
Right.
Wow.
So they have to, so he has to do it because they were going to do it all at once, but his kidney couldn't handle it. So they're doing it in like I think 7 liters at a time every week.
Is he a candidate for a transplant?
He is a candidate for a transplant, but he's on a list.
What's his blood type?
I do not know.
You haven't looked into that to see if perhaps you could provide a liver for him?
I would not give him a liver to drink up.
Well, I mean, it'd give him
Ooh.
another 5 or 6 years of drinking.
But
Yeah.
From what
5 or
I've
6 more years
understood,
of
that
fun.
if you get a liver transplant, you can't drink because your body has a hard enough time accepting a new liver, and if you start to drink, it will just kill you.
Well, it's better than that
Well,
old
it's kinda-
Brook liver.
Not a real rule.
Yeah, that's a
Because
rule of law.
I went through a couple guys dying from like cirrhosis of the liver, that's what Brook has, and like I remember when I went with Bill, and Bill basically that's what the doctor told him.
Who's Bill?
We give you this new liver. Bill was my grandma's first husband,
Okay.
and he died of cirrhosis of the liver probably about 10 years ago.
Is he your grandfather?
He is not my grandfather.
Okay.
It's just her first husband. By the time I was raised by her second husband, which is Carl.
Is
Which-
he your grandfather?
Technically not.
Is your grandfather before the first husband?
Let's see. My grandfather would be my mother's father, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you'd have two.
I never knew
your
him.
father's father,
I never knew.
too.
I never knew him because it was like they weren't married at all, and it was like a one-night stand kind of thing.
Okay. Was he before the first like
He was before her first marriage.
okay. Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
And there.
But like Carl, I consider my grandfather, but even though he was his grandfather through marriage.
I would pay money for a Wings of Redemption family album.
Yeah, this is hard to piece together. I need like a graph or something.
Wings,
Help me.
I've said it before, and I mean it when I say it. If there were a service that cost $5 a month or something that I had to pay for, I would pay $20. I'd pay at least $20. God, to be honest, I don't know why. I'd pay a lot of money. But if they were, let me say this: if they set your house up like Big Brother, like with cameras everywhere, like not in the bathrooms and shit, that's ridiculous. But put cameras like in your workspace, in your living room, in the kitchen, in the laundry room, on the front porch, all those spots where people congregate and hang out. I would watch that shit. I would tune in, even if it was just a live feed.
I have
would
an
tune
idea.
in and just wait for stuff to happen. I would love it.
So that's ambitious, and I'm not sure it would really happen. But hear me out on this. Wings of Redemption Family Household Thanksgiving pay-per-view event, right? You could sign up.
Oh God, please.
Yeah,
Please.
right? Just put some GoPros in the corners. We could have like a quad feed, mic that shit up. It'd be awesome.
How about this? How about
See, you got to catch my family in moments. That's the real kill. The catching them in moments. Like just 2 days ago, for example.
It's going to be great.
On the weekends, my brother's girlfriend has to cook. That's her job. But they decided to go to the Ain't or Hoedown instead of cooking. Well, so on Sunday rolls around, she decides to cook, and she cooks dark meat. My mother didn't eat dark meat, so we had a fucking throwdown over some dark meat chicken.
throwdown?
Yeah, throwdown, like they throwing chicken at each other.
They threw chicken at each other?
Yeah, my mother got upset that she cooked dark meat chicken because nobody eats dark meat, so she
had
started
a food-
fighting each other. Basically, yeah.
Has that ever
So
happened
they
in
threw
your
chicken
family,
at each
Kyle?
other because they didn't like the kind of chicken that they made.
Well, it was more of like, I didn't know you didn't like dark meat chicken.
Oh.
It even
Kyle,
made
you
a
gotta
noise.
warn me. I'll put you on the main screen.
That one made it on the main screen.
Not for me. Well, just barely. It was late.
Here it goes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Did you hear that?
Woo!
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
Hang on, I'll put the mic near it. Which probably isn't a good idea.
That's way too cool looking to be safe, Kyle.
right?
Kind of a specialty. I think you got to clean the flamer again. I don't see.
I don't think it's the amount of deodorant sprayed in there.
I think it's the location. The deodorant is clogging the. It probably bridges the gap.
So, I gotta ask you, Smirka, how fucking high are you?
I'm not high.
You're not high?
No.
Oh, you look stoned off your ass.
Nope.
There's some shit running through South Carolina right now called Spice. You guys heard of that shit yet?
Yes.
In the movie
Oh
Dune.
yeah, that's the legal stuff they have that people like freak out on, right?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Couple my uncle and his girlfriend came by and they were loaded on this shit, and like I wanted to put it on YouTube so badly. It was fucking retarded. They were,
Dude.
she was all like this right here. She camera.
This is.
Oh, it's great with the poncho.
She was all like, "Hey, Johnny, what's you doing?" Like the bitch could barely stand up.
What is spice? Is it an upper, a downer? What effect?
It's artificial marijuana. It's like fake marijuana, and I don't even know. It's some sort of. I don't know what the chemical composition of the stuff is, but it's been banned in a lot of places because of overdoses and stuff. It fucks people up.
It's been sold as like they used to just make it and they're like, oh, it's like legal marijuana, and then they outlawed it most places, and so they sell it as like potpourri. And so it's like, oh, you can buy this smell good spice, and then people smoke it, and it makes them feel awful, I'm sure. And now they're just making it illegal everywhere.
I've seen people high off marijuana, and being high off spice, they're up there hanging out with Jesus and shit. It's a whole different high, it seems.
Wings, you were telling me earlier that you had an idea to make your own one-man show podcast.
Oh yeah.
What was the name of it?
Oh, the name was you can't eat pussy with asthma.
Did you come up with that yourself, or was that, how'd you come up with that?
It's being fat and I had asthma as a kid.
So do you actually have a hard time eating pussy?
No, I don't have. I had like very small patch of asthma. It got kind of cleared up as I got older.
So
But I thought it was a funny fucking name. Damn.
It is a funny fucking name.
No, I like the name a lot. No, I like it. So what would be the topics of discussion on? It'd be a one-man show, or would you have guests?
I don't know. This is back when I first left PKA, and people approached me wanting me to do a podcast with White Boy. I'm like, well, what could me and White Boy talk about?